All the athletes who have been to the Olympics say one thing: a person changes a lot after performing at the Olympics. We see such examples all the time. In a few weeks in Beijing, Kamila Valieva experienced not only the classic emotions of a person who got into the main tournament of her career. Thanks to the doping scandal, the whole world really learned about the skater, though not in the way we would like. The performance in the team tournament was almost immediately forgotten. Long days of waiting for a decision on the individual tournament went on. As a result, Valieva performed and failed the free program, remained behind the podium. In Russia, which is logical, she was received very warmly, even warmly. In Russia, they are unusually fond of all those who seem to be infringed on their rights. Probably, every person in the Russian Federation already in March 2022 knew her name. It is logical that after such attention and not the most pleasant experience, Kamila should have changed. And at the beginning of the season, we began to observe these changes. The logical response to a traumatic event is to forget about it and move on with your life, playing in tournaments as much as possible. But the coaching staff and Valieva decided to continue doping speculation and wove it into the competitive routine. As a result, we have a new free program based on the Beijing events. It is logical that not everyone accepted such a move. The image of a poor girl who was bullied by everyone does not at all fit with the closure of the case from the public and the athlete's unwillingness to raise this topic in an interview. We have not heard any details from her. All we have now are official statements from Rosetta. After the premiere at Open Rentals, Valieva cried, saying that it was hard for her to live it again in front of the audience. To which the public reacted quite logically: no one wants the athlete to suffer. Therefore, the indignation was mainly directed towards the coaching staff of Valieva. The picture is presented as follows: at first they allowed such a situation, and then they continued to speculate, which injures the athlete. But at the first stage of the Russian Grand Prix in Moscow, where Kamila performed, we saw how the figure skater has changed during this time. From the junior seasons, we were drawn to the classic image of the Russian figure skater, a sweet, modest girl, but very strong. As a result, Valieva rather boldly and extensively answers questions, openly talks about what she wants to see in figure skating of the future. Here it is worth highlighting a moment that slightly changes the perception of the athlete in the eyes of the audience. So you are ready to skate this program all season? Of course. Look, if I wasn't ready, I would say so. Weird question. And the opinion of the fans can somehow affect the program? No, not at all. I care about coaches and people around me who are authoritative for me. Since the program is controversial, it made a lot of noise. Kamila must understand that everyone is interested in this topic. Both journalists and viewers have questions. On the part of the underage Valieva, these questions may be strange, but it is important for the audience to understand what state the athlete is in when he makes such decisions. More unpleasant for the fans was the answer that their opinion is not taken into account, especially criticism. It is worth recognizing that both large prize money and large tournaments are all the merit of the popularity of the sport. People begin to get involved in it, buy expensive tickets to the stands, buy promotional products with the face of their favorite athlete, and increase the reach of social networks. Medals are the merit of only the athlete, and recognition, the number of subscribers. Gifts are the fans. Therefore, speaking to them with a controversial program, and then saying I don't care about their opinion, is at least strange. In addition, Valieva is given a chance to earn money, like other tops, without pushing them against each other at the stages. Such a transformation is unexpected only because we were originally drawn a completely different image. How many misunderstandings have already been because of this, when they say one thing about a skater, but in reality, this is a completely different person. Unfortunately, in the mass these changes cannot be perceived positively. Everyone is happy that Kamila is now living a full life, smiling, outside her free program, but at the same time everyone should understand that her doping history has not yet ended. Isn't it too early to deliberately show everyone your adulthood and audacity? The main troublemaker, Ilia Malinin, won his first adult victory in the Grand Prix series at Norwood, performing 5 quadruple jumps in a free program, including a very high-quality quadruple axel, which Yuzuru Hanyu had been unsuccessfully chasing for years. The achievement should, of course, be considered historical, which is why it is Malinin who leads the current men's rating. Does this victory mean that Ilia will now take over the entire world of single skating? Is not a fact. At one time, Kevin Reynolds was called a revolutionary in the field of quadruple jumps. The Canadian became the first figure skater in the world to risk including 2 quadruples in the short program and 3 in the free program. Once Kevin coped with this set, thanks to which he bypassed the future 2-time Olympic champion Hanyu at the 2013 Four Continents Championships. But there, the Japanese, unlike Reynolds, was far from his best condition. In the short program, he made a single Lutz instead of a triple, and in the free program he performed a butterfly instead of a quadruple salcho and another one on a Lutz in the second half of the program. Moreover, even with such a rental, the Japanese lost to Reynolds by only 13.48 points. That victory in the biography of the Canadian remained single. In order to fight for solid awards, jumping qualities were frankly lacking. And by and large there were no others. Malinin is more expressive, but, despite the jumping uniqueness, the American skating is still boyish, not masculine. His only trump card is jumping. In this regard, the short program in Norwood became very clear. Ilia announced quad Lutz, in a cascade, and a sheepskin coat, did not cope with the second jump and flew to the 4th position, including in the evaluation for the components. The International Grand Prix series traditionally ends with demonstration performances in the evening. It is most interesting to watch this at the very beginning of the season, when almost all skaters update their gala numbers. The first stage was Skate America, which had a truly stellar lineup. Therefore, to see them in a relaxed atmosphere, when the tournament is already over, is a special pleasure. American Amber Glenn, who took 3rd place at the home stage of the Grand Prix, took to the ice in the image of Harley Quinn from the Birds of Prey movie. True, the skater did not perform to the soundtrack, but to the song Bad Guy by Billie Eilish. The number turned out to be very bright and memorable. Amber really enjoyed herself at the box office and showed a wonderful image. Ilia Malinin came out in an unusual lyrical image to the song Jealous by Labyrinth. The American fully tried to convey the stated mood, although the viewer is accustomed to seeing him in bright programs. True, where there were some funny moments, during the performance of the Bauer, Ilia could not resist and fell face down into the ice. Kaori Sakamoto delivered a beautiful number to Tango Amore performed by Edwin Martin. This season, the Japanese woman is trying new images for herself in all areas, and the demonstration ones were no exception. An incendiary and at the same time sexy program, where Kaori, thanks to pantomime, shows the tango alone, as if she had a partner next to her.